So now we're at policy review. Great. New business, we have some policies for first reading. Ken?
We have 4 policies for first reading tonight, and this is following the request of the board last month for us to look at our policies regarding instructional materials. So you have 4 policies tonight for first read. They're all available on the website, both under our proposed policy list on the main page. So the 4 are IGE, parental objection to specific course material, IJ, instructional materials, IJE, media center materials, and KEC, reconsideration of instructional materials. So we've consulted with a number of sources. We'll just take them one at a time for first read. IGE refers to parental objection to specific course material, and it speaks to a parent's process to request of the principal something that they would like to see a change or not have their student participate in. I suppose probably a good idea to read that one for us tonight. The board recognizes there may be specific course materials which some parents and guardians find objectionable. In the event a parent guardian finds specific course material objectionable, he or she will notify the building principal in writing of the specific material which they object and request that the student receive alternative course material. The alternative must be sufficient to enable a child to meet minimum standards for education in a particular subject area, be agreed on to by the parent guardian or the building principal or designee. The parent guardian shall not require to provide a reason for objecting to materials. Any cost associated with the alternative course materials shall be borne by the parent guardian. Nothing in this policy should be construed as giving parents guardian the right to appeal to the school board. This policy is, as it's been on our books for some time, it follows the recommended policies of the State School Boards Association. It's come into play on a number of occasions, but we have never, to my knowledge, had any charges to parents for the alternate materials. That's something that we've never chosen to exercise. So we've done some research on this, and we'd like to recommend for first reading this policy remain as it stands. Second policy on IJ is on instructional materials and the responsibility of the board in approving and providing instructional materials in the district. I'm not going to read through all of this one, it's a bit longer. Basically, it talks about the criteria that we should use for instructional materials in the school. This one also is based on current administrative rules, and after looking at it, we're recommending no changes to policy IJ. IJA is a little bit longer. It's the media center materials policy. This one we are recommending a number of small changes to. It's a 7-page policy here, which was developed along with the American Library Association, and we've gone over it with Sally Sessler and a number of other sources, and there are a couple of places in here that you'll see changes in our recommendations for questioning materials in the library and the school collection. So we are going to recommend those changes to you for first reading. One of the things that this policy speaks to is the establishment of a book review committee that involves staff members, school board members, and parents. And in talking with our 2 media directors, Sally Sessler and Ian Newt here, in their memory, that goes back about 20 years, there's been only one time that they've had to convene this committee for instructional materials. So we were glad to see that policy's in place. We've got a couple of small edits to that for first read, but that also addresses that area. Area that's more significantly impacted is KEC. And at the reconsideration of instructional materials, the first one, JEC, is for a particular parent to make an individual request regarding a student. KEC speaks to anyone in the community who has a question about instructional materials. So that doesn't have to come from a parent, that can come from any member of the community. The policy speaks to that citizen submitting a request for reconsideration of materials form to the school office for the principal of the building it's impacted. And upon receipt of the completed form, the principal and the building involved will convene a committee of 5 to consider the complaint. This committee shall consist of the curriculum director, a principal, media director, a teacher, and parent representative. So we chose after review to include a parent on that review committee and use the same structure of that that's in the previous committee for the media materials to have consistency there. So that's a change that we're recommending to the board tonight, and that we'll take questions on as you see fit.
Okay, we're going to come to our second public comment, and again, we still have a large number of people here, so a show of hands as to how many people, Guilford residents that are planning on speaking, please. So we only have 2 individuals that are planning on speaking. Okay, I'll open up the floor, and I am going to, again, just state for anyone that's new that has walked in since we opened up the initial public comment, we ask that you state your name and address. This agenda item is given to an opportunity for Guilford residents to have a voice and for the Guilford School District to hear what you have to say. It's not intended as a question and answer period. Questions about our practices or specific programs, we ask that you direct directly to the administrator during business school hours. Skip, did you want to?
Yeah, a couple of things. It was mentioned since the last public input that there was going to be a committee for looking at the different materials, curriculum materials here in the district. I would like to immediately nominate Billy Baer to be on that committee if it would so please the board. Another point of clarification, this one's to you, Ken. You said that the policy for a parent who was unhappy with the material would be to go to the principal of that particular school, but that doesn't have the right of appeal to the full school board. Did I hear that correctly?
That's what's stated in the policy, yes, sir.
Outstanding. You proved my point from the first public comment session that here you are, you're supposed to be an accountable board to the taxpayers, to the parents, and you've immediately cut them off at the pass right off the bat. I mean, you showed that last meeting, you've just showed it again. This, you know, it's just, I just love this. I may start coming to more of these meetings because I keep seeing this. Just tonight, you're providing great civics lessons to those who are looking for good governance, open and transparent. And here you are putting yourselves up on a chair and a stage saying, we will talk down to you. You're not important, that we cannot go to our elected representatives. That is wrong. Absolutely wrong.
Anyone else? Seeing none, I'm going to close public comment.
Grok TV.